So, this is the Kalista pacing the house at 4:30 in the morning. We still got nothing but city lights in the background in the darkness because the last 3 nights I have been wide awake between 3 to 4:30 in the morning. And instead of tossing and turning tonight, I'm like, I got to get up and I got to move this energy. So, I already just started tracking some of my astrological frequencies because this week I've been tracking a lot of things with all of this Aries energy. I'm an Aries rising, which means that my first house right now is being lit up like a fucking Christmas tree of fire. And any of y'all who know me know how much I love blowing things up, but I'm kind of at a place where I'm getting really tired of blowing things up. I'm getting tired of watching everybody's lives crumble around me. And I'm also getting tired of the fucking gaslighting bullshit that comes with these fucking robot humans that we got running on this planet. Now, this week, a lot of circumstances have happened that would have taken Charla out. And as I keep evolving into this Kalista identity, I can see the strength that's been building inside of me going, no more of these old stories, no more of this gaslighting energy. So instead of letting these people run rent-free in my mind tonight, I'm using this as fuel to push me in the new direction. So one of the things that I was really observing, and I'm only just starting to track it tonight, but I wanted to drop some codes, was with all of this Aries energy that is happening in the planetary body, I had my Gemini give me the codex for a bunch of the asteroids, all of the planetary bodies, things like this that are all really sitting heavily in Aries right now. And when I bring those up on my chart, my whole 1st and 12th house is so full of energies. There's no space on the wheel to add anything else. Now, your 12th house is all about your hidden enemies. It's kind of that spiritual illusionary world, the things that are hidden behind the scenes. That's where the majority of these planets lie. A lot of things like our Sedna and, what else was in there? I believe Kale was in there, and there's a bunch. Anyways. And while I'm sitting there tracking it this evening, one of the things that my Gemini was talking about was this is generations of gaslighting that has happened in my ancestral line. Now, one of my biggest missions is to create this program of unraveling the ancestral web, which means I'm obviously going to have a serious web to unravel to have the codex to share with you all. And all I could think about is the generations of my last several ancestors, the ones that I know in particular, where firstly, my ancestral line is a very feminine, single-based frequency. And I remember watching my mom gaslight the shit out of me. But as I sit in these frequencies, I can recognize the fact that it was because of how manipulated and gaslit she had been in her life, and my grandmother the same. And the lack of voice that my ancestors hold, because the fire that's coming out of me this week is not Charla. This is very much that Kalista rising, that activation of no fucking more. No more are we putting up with this shit. No more am I letting someone else tell me it's my fault for their fuck ups. Telling me the gaslighting, don't even get me started right now because we're not letting that. So, I was sitting there going, we're here to break those generational patterns. And when we jump into this meat suit, we choose a specific date, a specific time, a specific place. There's a reason for it. And when I look at this astrological chart that I hold, it's like, how many hidden enemies, secrets, and gaslighting frequencies have been overpowering my ancestral line for eons that have made me build up such a fucking rage that I want to blow everything apart. And again, anybody that's followed me for a long time, have come to my circles, y'all know how much I love blowing things up. But there's this soul level of tired that is coming through this phoenix rising that I feel pulling through, because I feel so alone in this, where I'm like, I'm constantly having to speak up for myself. I'm constantly having to take care of myself. I am the one breaking all these patterns, and I'm having to do it in a very unbeknownst way to the majority of the others, minus a couple of my solid space holders, which I'm forever grateful for, because if I didn't have these people, I would have imploded years ago. But I'm sitting here observing how that pattern is changing with me, and how I'm no longer just letting people gaslight me and walk all over me and make me the complacent one that is irrelevant, when I know that I am literally here to break the patterns. Now, this Aries energy is coming in really hot in a lot of people's charts, and it is affecting us all in different ways. And so I think that right now, for all of us to be observing where that Aries energy sits in our chart, what house does that sit in? Because, like I said, that 12th house is your hidden enemies, that secretive world, the underworld, so to speak. The first house, which is where the rest of my Aries sits, is all about self, identity, who you are. And so when we start to look at that, this is where your life is really imploding right now and really getting pushed in a way that you did not really prepare for, though you really did. But your conscious meat suit is running the subconscious programming of that ancestral web. And this is those layers right now that are really showing up for you, being like, where have you been trapped in a circumstance that was never yours to begin with? Because that's where this fuel is coming in. This is where that fire is really like trying to rage out of you. What are you doing with it? This is where my program comes in. So tonight, instead of tossing and turning, we are pacing the house, making some videos, tracking the astrology, and on the sidelines, I'm working on content. I'm working on the program, because at the end of the day, we are here to break the ancestral patterns that our family couldn't. So everywhere that my mom, my grandma, my aunties have been gaslit by this narcissistic frequency that has literally kept them so small that they were incapable of overcoming anything. The majority of my family is still locked in the Saskatchewan grid, which is absolutely embedded in ancestral wounding. That whole grid over there is deep, dark, heavy. And I'm witnessing the change that I'm going through, and I'm like, this is what we're here for. We aren't here to keep playing those patterns and being the person that our ancestors are. That's what we're here to break. Do you want to learn how to do that? Because I got the codes. I'm really, really ready to fucking blow this up. And not just for me, but literally for all of us that have been cycling through the same patterns over and over, like so confused as to why this keeps happening. The rage that's been running through me, especially after the shit show I went through today, where this tire shop tried to blame me for them selling me illegal tires like it was my fault, even though they are the reputable tire shop selling illegal tires to women, and then just getting away with it, making money off of things they shouldn't be. And then he has the nerve to ask me to speak softer at him and prove to him that I am the one in the right. Charla would have ran. Charla never even would have showed back up at that shop for her refund. Kalista don't give a fuck no more. Don't fucking treat people like this, because how many women are getting fucking ripped off, thinking they're catching a good deal, thinking that these guys are their saving grace, when the reality is they're putting people on the road in dangerous circumstances. Okay, I touched on it a little bit, but it's these types of things. How many times have we had partners, bosses, friends tell us that we're the crazy ones, we're in the wrong, we are doing something wrong, when at the end of the day, they fucking know what they're doing, and they're gaslighting you and manipulating you to believe it so that you get smaller. That's all this is. It's about weak people stepping on the heads of the powerhouses of this planet that are here to evolve the planet so that we stop speaking, so that we hide. That's not what we're here for. We are literally here to rise above this and step into that uncomfortability. Old me, I used to get choked up. I couldn't say what I needed to say. I'd get really uncomfortable. I never would have even showed up at that tire shop. Kalista was like, no, you're gonna fucking fix this. I ain't playing this game. You are in the wrong, and I'm going to make you stand in that. So this is that evolution. What are you evolving right now? What is changing where you will no longer allow these energies to suppress your power? Because that Aries fucking fire that is exploding our charts right now is not going to allow you to stand for being small anymore. So this is your call. Maybe go look up your astro chart. Book a session with me. We can go pull some shit apart, or jump into the Unraveling the Ancestral Web program, where I'm going to teach you all of the depths, all of the layers. That's not going to fix your life in the moment. It is literally going to give you a better understanding. It's going to teach you how to pull this apart and better understand why, so that you stop looking at this energy like a burden and see the mission for what it is. So if you're ready to jump in on that, we start April 23rd, and we'll have another rounder going and another rounder going. So if you can't jump in now, we're going to keep going. This is just the beginning. It is time for that evolution. It's time for you to stand up for who you are and find your fucking mission. Break those ancestral cobwebs that are keeping you entangled in the fuckery that keeps you from actually catapulting. You ready to catapult? Jump in.